Are you worried that a horrible Trump spawn like Marjorie Taylor Greene can't be expelled from Congress before she destroys America? I'm not, because she totally can be. Here's how. First, the backstory that would make a Batman villain jealous. Greene is the congresswoman from Georgia's 14th district, which has only been around since 2010. This district is so young that if they ever killed it off, Marjorie Taylor Greene would assume it was a false flag. Say what you want about Greene. I mean, please, say what you want, she's nauseating. But she is born and raised in Georgia. She's from Milledgeville, she went to college in Athens, and she owns a construction company in Alpharetta. Yet none of those places are in, or even near, Georgia's 14th district. So why did she run there? Greene wasn't in politics until last year. Well, unless you count things like calling 9/11 a hoax, politics. Greene was living Trump's version of the American dream, running Taylor Commercial, the business she got from her father. When her stint there didn't work out, she got heavily into CrossFit, because of course she did. Greene started out as a 2020 candidate for Georgia's 6th district. You know, the blue one where she was actually living, and where she would have been absolutely bodied by Lucy McBath. And then, something terrible happened. The incumbent in the 14th announced he wouldn't be seeking re-election. So, like any good carpetbagger, Greene moved there. A millionaire moved to one of the poorest districts in Georgia to run on the premise that socialism is destroying America. There's nothing that someone born into money hates more than handouts. Greene also ran her campaign on the same prejudice and paranoia that she'd been peddling on social media, and won easily. 85% of the district is white. Only 15% graduated college. And the second biggest city there once voted to not only secede from the Union, but the state of Georgia. So voting for a prejudiced treason rat that rails against education was as comfortable as going to a Waffle House. Greene didn't win despite her awful belief system. She won because of it. So what appalling things does she believe? Greene has linked Hillary Clinton to pedophilia and human sacrifice. She's said that Barack Obama plotted with MS-13 to kill Seth Rich. She described the 2018 midterm election as an Islamic invasion of our government. She called Democrats a global cabal of Satan-worshipping pedophiles. She harassed teenage survivors of school shootings and said that the shootings were fiction. And remember, she also thought 9/11 was a hoax. How terribly patriotic. But wait, it gets worse. Greene said that black people should be proud of Confederate monuments. She said Muslims don't belong in government, she shares videos from Holocaust deniers, and she pals around with the leadership of the KKK. And her lawyer is Trump conspiracy theorist Lin Wood, because of course he is. Oh, Greene also thinks that wildfires were started by a group of Jewish people who shot at California with lasers from space. To her adopted constituency, none of that mattered. Many of her voters knew all of that garbage before the election. A local Republican official even told Newsweek, "There's nothing she can do to lose my vote unless she murdered a baby or something." Well, she didn't murder a baby, but she did harass a child about his friends being murdered. That should count as or something. If her constituents knew all this and still elected her anyway, she should be allowed to serve, and there's nothing we can do, right? Wrong. Here's how it actually works. Article 1, Section 5, Clause 2 of the United States Constitution says the following. Each House may determine the rules of its proceedings, punish its members for disorderly behavior, and, with the concurrence of 2/3, expel a member. It's extreme, but it has happened once. And also 19 other times. Yes, 20 times Congress has expelled a member, including as recently as 2002. And 7 other times, Congress started the expulsion process, but the member resigned before they had a chance to be tossed. And one of those was in 2006. This is not some ancient holdover from the Civil War. 27 instances total, 6 of which have happened in my lifetime. So Congress does have the ability to expel her. But do they have a reason? Yes. For argument's sake, let's ignore the hypocrisy of someone with a documented history of extramarital affairs running on a platform of religious family values. The only religious thing about Greene is the cross in CrossFit. Let's ignore her disgusting harassment of assault victims, and the prejudiced comments, and the carpetbagging, and the paranoid conspiracy theories. Let's even ignore the space laser one, which for me is pretty difficult to ignore. 23andMe says I am 99.1% Ashkenazi Jew. I had a bar mitzvah, and I don't have a space laser. Maybe I'm just 0.9% short of getting one. But this is serious. Take out the prejudice from the space laser comment, and it's still completely unhinged, even if they were Unitarian space lasers. She thinks that forest fires are started by space lasers, and she is on the education committee. But put all of that horrific behavior aside. Let's just look at one thing. Marjorie Taylor Greene has repeatedly called for the execution of elected officials. And that is enough. If someone at work threatened to murder you, you'd want them fired, especially if people actually stormed into your place of work and tried to murder you. The vast majority of people expelled from Congress have all been expelled for the same thing: trying to overthrow the government. And that is what Marjorie Taylor Greene has encouraged. Simply put, Marjorie Taylor Greene is not capable of doing the job she was somehow elected to do. And she needs to be fired, like she was on that stupid reality show. But what do I know? I should stick to comedy. If you enjoyed this video, check out my latest Stick to Comedy video right here. Subscribe to my YouTube channel here, and check out my live streams here. You can join my Patreon at patreon.com/Steve Hofstetter, and see my live touring schedule on my website, stevehofstetter.com. Thanks for watching.